Hi, my name is Emily Wasi, and I would like to brag on God. In 1 Corinthians 1:31, it says, "According as it is written, he that glorieth, let him glory in the Lord." So what better way to brag on God than with my testimony? I come from a very mixed background, so that means I was exposed to many different lifestyles. In my direct family, we were church hoppers, so that made Easter my favorite holiday. By God's grace, I had a deep desire to know God. Before I was a Christian, I always had felt like I was a failure when it came to knowing the Bible. Whenever we went to church, we didn't go enough, so I never knew all the Bible study answers like everyone else in class. But in 2012, we were up to our church hopping thing again. It was around Easter. We came to Emmanuel, and Pastor gave the salvation prayer, and he worded it in a way that gave me the confirmation I needed to know. He didn't say you might be saved when he gave this prayer. He said you will be saved if you do this, and that gave me that confirmation that I needed. So being at Emmanuel changed my life for the better. Being saved changed my life for the better because I went from, in every part of my life, I went from being an athlete, being too shy to wear my glasses because I felt like it wasn't cool, to being the smart kid the next year, going from 4Fs to a 3.1 and wearing my glasses confidently, as you can see now. I went from having the biggest table at school to losing all my friends. Lots of things changed in different ways. And in my testimony, I can see it was a constant walk of, like in my faith walk, I can constantly see it was a constant test of my faith by asking me to sacrifice more and more, because love is sacrifice. We see that with Jesus when he died on the cross. We see that he died on the cross, and that was the biggest display of love, him sacrificing himself. So that's how I love him back. And sometimes when you sacrifice things, we say that God gives it back to you. Like with Abraham, he gave it back to Abraham when he was willing to sacrifice his son. And that happened to me in my life before. One time I had to give up cross country so I could praise dance, but then the coach called me back begging for me to be on the team. And that's how I know God has been faithful to me throughout my faith walk of constantly having to sacrifice more and more. But it says in Luke 14:33, "Whosoever it be among you who is not willing to forsake all that he hath, he cannot be my disciple." So here I am, willing to give it all. My friends now have told me that they look to me as a Christian role model. Me, the one who wasn't raised in the church, they look to me as their Christian role model. And that means a lot to me. When people tell me things like, "You're a youth on fire for the Lord," that just means a lot, being that I wasn't raised in the church. So when people ask me how did I get the way I am, I would say the more you give in, the more you get out. At least when it comes to this whole faith thing. You may not have all the wishes of the world and prosperity and all that, but when it comes to heaven, I know there's a lot waiting for me there because I gave in a lot. Not enough, but a lot. And I'm going to get out a lot. And God has fulfilled my dream job of being a child of God. That's my brag on God.